God bless America. Hello, everybody. I am the Talk Radio Protege. Welcome back to the Protege program, and happy Friday to all of the working souls out there that are looking forward to this weekend. I'm very excited to get to take a little break, and I actually didn't think about it until just now, but I have Monday off, and will need to be making some early preparations for getting that video up. But don't worry, it's going to go up. Make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss that video. I do have one warning to any viewers or listeners that might be younger. There is going to be some vulgar language in today's video, not coming from me, but just going to be displayed on the screen. There's no getting away from it. The media has dropped all pretense of maintaining some sense of decorum when commenting on the story from today, and have taken to reporting the words that are alleged to have come out of the president's mouth without any censorship whatsoever. So 5 seconds now to turn away or to minimize the window so that we can get these words on and off the screen with as few eyes on them as possible. I'll let you know when the worst is over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now, Trump is alleged to have said that taking let me start that again. Trump is alleged to have asked a question of Senators Durbin and Graham as they presented an immigration bill on his desk yesterday. The meeting is said to have taken place in the White House, and Senators Graham and Durbin presented a clean amnesty bill for the DACA participants on President Trump's desk. And President Trump is quoted as saying, "Why are you so interested in taking immigrants from this word countries, immigrants that are going to be more difficult in assimilating into the country?" The word, if you're interested in knowing what that is, well, just tune into any mainstream media news network, and they're going to say it over and over and over again. The word means a dumpster, a garbage can, the armpits of the world. These are the places that Trump is questioning taking these immigrants from. Obviously, there would have been cleaner, less abrasive ways to make this statement, but Trump's vocabulary is similar to that of the blue-collar working class of America, so he's not going to sugarcoat a question like this. I think, this dovetails in with my comments on the meeting that Trump had in yesterday's video. Trump made it clear that he wanted to end chain migration, that he wanted to begin merit-based immigration. He wanted to, he was not willing to do any DACA deal without something on the wall. And so when Durbin and Graham bring this bill to his table and it doesn't have anything that he talked about in the bill, he just, I can imagine he gets frustrated and he says, "Why are you interested in taking immigrants from these blankety-blank countries?" And that use of that word is just his way of expressing his frustration. This was supposed to be, something that addressed DACA, that addressed perhaps even temporary protected status for a few illegal migrants from El Salvador. And it was also, as he said, there's no deal on DACA without the wall. So it was supposed to have things for the wall. It wasn't just supposed to be the clean DACA bill that it most likely was. And so now the mainstream media is losing their mind. It doesn't matter that Trump denies making the statement. This from the Washington Examiner. He denies using the word that the mainstream media now feels they have a license to say, but he does not deny using tough language. And the media just melted down over him allegedly having said this word. Now, this article from Grabbian, or Grabby News, Grabbian.com, actually censors the word, so it's a little bit safer. The worst is over. If you were worried about seeing the word, you can bring the bring the window back up on your monitors. It's not going to be spelled out anymore. The media took to the airwaves and to their blog posts to call the president evil, a neo-Nazi, a terrorist sympathizer, a danger to non-white Americans. I only got to watch a montage that was in a video by Mark Dice on YouTube, but it was just astounding, the total lack of self-control that the media began to pursue this story with. They did not censor themselves. They would just say the word, some of the news anchors multiple times, some of the guests multiple times. And as you will see in this story, they took to calling the president some of the most awful things in the world, some things which they've used and abused in the year since Mr. Trump has been the president. Like this writer for The Root calling Trump a terrorist sympathizer, a white supremacist, some more worn out old names that we've used already. Joe Scarborough said that the Trump's use of the word proves his theory that the commander-in-chief is suffering from early onset dementia. On that note, I would like to go over to one of my new favorite websites on the internet, one that categorizes and catalogs and talks about what people are saying on Twitter, because they did talk about the armchair psychology stuff that's been going on, trying to diagnose President Trump as mentally unfit for office from the safety of their armchairs. And here it is. It seems funny to me that Jake Tapper is the one reporting this. The American Psychiatric Association, the group of psychiatrists that write the book on what American psychiatrists are supposed to do, call for an end to armchair psychiatry. Today, the American Psychiatric Association reiterates its continued and unwavering commitment to the ethical principle known as the Goldwater Rule. We at the APA call for an end to psychiatrists providing professional opinions in the media about public figures whom they have not examined, which is everybody that's making a quote-unquote professional opinion statement on President Trump. So that just as a brief aside, let's get back to the madness that is the media's response. I don't consider Stephen Colbert mainstream media. Donnie Dutz, that's got to be a Swedish name. Trump's comments prove he's not only a racist, but also insane, crazy, and an evil, evil man. Now, it just goes on from here. If you want to read more, this is from news.grabbian.com, and just Google media meltdown over Trump's S word. Now, let's pause here for a moment before we go on. What have the left and Democrats been telling us about the countries that we've been taking these diversity migrants from, and the people that are illegally immigrating, that they say we can't deport these people to their countries? They say that the places they're coming from are so bad that we can't, with a good conscience, send them back to these countries. In effect, calling these countries the armpits of the world. We can't send Mexican illegal immigrants back to Mexico because Mexico is a dumpster fire. We can't send illegal immigrants from Haiti back to Haiti because Haiti is a garbage disposal. We can't send people that overstay their visas back to Africa because Africa is garbage. Africa is a dumpster. Africa is the armpit of the world. And now that Trump is saying that, everybody's losing their minds. Their wigs are flying off. Their heads are splitting open. They can't stand that a Republican is saying what Democrats have been saying since the frigging 60s, when when Ted Kennedy first introduced the immigration policy that would become chain migration, that's where this rhetoric over we can't send these people back, we can't deny these people immigration because they're coming from terrible places. So we have to bring them in, we have to accept them. But that's not all. That's not even close to all that was said about President Trump's resounding rejection of this immigration bill that was given to him by Senator Durbin and Senator Graham. Now Senator Durbin claims that the words chain migration, when put together in a sentence, is racist. I want to skip on down to what Mr. Durbin says about his conversation. I said to the president, "Do you realize how painful that term is to so many people? African Americans believe they migrated to America in chains, and when you speak to chain migration, it hurts them physically," Durbin explained. He said, "Oh, that's a good line." And that's the perfect roast and response to that absolute crap of a lie. Chain migration, ever since the term was coined, way back in the 60s, has referred to a chain of immigrants that come in to the country. It starts with one, and then his family gets to come in, and then their family get to come in, and then their family get to come in, and it's just a chain of migrants that goes on and on and on. And this problem with chain migration is exacerbated with amnesty. You amnestize a person, you make them legal, and then chain migration begins to apply. Now that they're legally in the United States, we've de facto said that they legally immigrated to the United States. Now their family gets to enter the immigration system, and their family, and their family, and their family, and it just chains down the line. That's chain migration. It has never, until yesterday, or today, whenever Durbin told this lie, applied to people immigrating bound in chains to this country. Never has it ever applied in that sense. Now, on the topic of people coming from absolute garbage holes of countries, everybody has said that it's based on Haiti, that Trump was making these statements about Haiti. So I just wanted to show you guys some images of the streets in Haiti. Does this look like a dump hole? Does this look like a garbage disposal? Or does this look like a nice place to walk the streets? Does this look like a nice place to live? Does this look like a place where it might be pleasant to live? Does this look like streets that you might want to let your child roam down unattended? Does this look like a place that you might even want to take a vacation to? Does this look like a place that is not some sort of hole that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy? Does this look like a place that needs significant work to bring into the 21st century? Or does this look like a place that you might want to stay away from? There was even a commentator that appeared on CNN that was asked directly to their face, where would you rather live, Haiti or Scandinavia? And that commentator just lied to the audience and said, I don't know, I haven't been there. Well, you know by the image that you conjure in your mind of the place that is being proposed to you, whether or not you want to visit that place. I'll give you an example. When you think of Greece, for people that don't live in Greece or have never or haven't visited Greece recently, when you think of Greece, what do you think of? I think of the ancient cities that we hear about so much in history. I think of the ancient battles that are retold as some of the battles that saved Western civilization. I think of Sparta and Athens, the great cities that were the foundation of Grecian society. I think of the plains of Marathon and the Pass of Thermopylae, places where epic battles were fought to defend Western civilization. that sounds like a place that I might want to visit. I don't even know what Greece looks like. I've never been there. I've never seen images of modern Greece, but the thought, the imagination that I conjure when I hear the word Greece makes me think of a place that I'd want to visit. But when I hear the word Africa, you think of the jungles. You think of a place that, if safety can be guaranteed, you might want to go explore. But you don't think of a place that might be particularly pleasant to visit. Now, when it comes to the island that Haiti is on, I thought it was very interesting the difference between Haiti and its neighbor. The populations of Haiti and the Dominican Republic look very similar. They have a very similar racial makeup. They have virtually the same geographic location, but for some reason, the Dominican Republic is much, much, much better off than Haiti. But for some reason, everybody thinks that it's Haiti that Trump is talking about when he says these places are dumpster fires. Why not the Dominican Republic? Is it inaccurate to say that a place that looks like it hasn't recovered from the earthquake that was 6 years ago, is it inaccurate to say that that's a dumpster fire? Is it inaccurate to say that Africa has been reacting to this, to these comments by the president, these alleged comments by the president, saying that the comments are racist? Is it inaccurate to say that a place where albinos are sacrificed, butchered, and cannibalized because people believe that it cures AIDS is a backwater? Is it inaccurate to say that a place where the civilian population can barely survive because of the corruption of the highest levels that are in the government is a dumpster fire? How is this inaccurate? You can't say this enough. This is the rhetoric that the left has been using ever since the 1960s. When we started chain migration, we have to take these people in and we can't send them back because their countries are hell on earth. We have to take these people in. We can't kick them out because it would be inhumane to force them to live in those countries. Because those countries are terrible. Those countries are garbage heaps. Those countries are dumpster fires. We can't let them live there. But when Donald Trump says it, they lose their minds. And that's why I selected this image to be the thumbnail of the video. Because this is Donald Trump winning. This is Donald Trump not backing down from his campaign rhetoric. Tucker Carlson was very distraught at the thought that Trump was going to cave on immigration. Many people on the right were terrified. The left was jubilant. They were so ecstatic. I can only imagine the excitement with which Dick Durbin took that bill to the president's office yesterday, thinking that he was going to get everything that he wanted. And the president looked at him, I can imagine, in frustration and said, why do you want to keep bringing people in from these terrible, awful countries? Why do you keep wanting to import people that cannot assimilate? Because they can't, as I think is demonstrated in part in this graph, you're not going to be able to assimilate in the United States of America if you can't read. That's just the long and short of it. If you haven't learned how to read, you can't assimilate into the United States of America. How are you supposed to learn English if you can't read? How are you supposed to learn history if you can't read? How are you supposed to pass the citizenship requirements if you can't read? That's the reality of the situation that many people on this earth live in. And the solution is not to import them to this country. I'm going to link in the description of this video a speech that a gentleman gave where he demonstrated how futile importing poverty into the United States of America is as trying to cure it. But that's going to do it for this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you'll leave a like if you did and subscribe. Come back next time. Make sure that you hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss a single video. We'll be back on Monday, so enjoy your weekend. Until next time, God bless.